What is going on, guys? Corrosive Bullet here, and we are back for another breakdown of the entirety of the Blazing Aura reveals that have been given to us. Obviously, Bandai has been really slow on the uptake in terms of the card reveals for next set, and they just decided we're just going to drop everything on the website. So we are going to be doing a full-on archetype breakdown, this time in this video going over blue. Last video we went over red, and red is looking extremely good, extremely strong, and I think red may be the #1 set going into set 2. So anyway, let's just get down into it. If you guys want to see more Fusion World content, let me know down in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe for more, and let's just kind of get into it. So we got the Fuse Zamasu leader. When attacking, draw 1 card, and when your life is at 3 or less, draw 1 card, then flip this card over. Nothing crazy on the front side. On the back side, once per turn, activate main once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand, and if your life is at 2 or less, add the top card of your deck to your life. Since this guy was revealed, it's still kind of up in the air in terms of whether or not this Zamasu is actually going to be good or not for the meta. Going down to 2 life to be able to activate this ability is a very risky option, and you're losing draw power for a pseudo draw power that is only going to help keep you alive more than anything else. I don't know how viable this guy's going to be. We'll have to see. I mean, he's 25k power at least when he awakens, so he's on the same par as like Broly, but in terms of his actual ability, until we actually take a look at the rest of these cards, I don't know how viable this guy's going to be, but we'll have to see. So our first new card is a 2-cost, 15k power, 10k combo Kibito. When he's KO'd, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal 1 extra and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. Again, it's not a bad card for early play. You can still swing with him and get some stuff done. And top 5 cards for an extra card is something. It really depends on the extra cards, though. The current extra cards for blue aren't anything really to write home about. You got Sinister Sickle that can be really good against everything but green. You got Time Machine, which I think is good in the Trunks deck, but very situational. You got Gallic Gun and Big Bang. Is it Big Bang Attack? No, Final Flash. Those are solid cards, but also situational as well. Because the thing that hurts blue right now is the fact that you have to have 7 cards or less in hand, and it's kind of hard to kind of keep up with that momentum with the lack of draw power that can kind of be here. So again, this is another card where it's going to be kind of situational to see what happens with blue, but we'll have to see. Then we got a 3-cost, 25k power, 10k combo Great Saiyaman. Just a vanilla beat stick, nothing crazy. Again, he's just an option. He's another option, I guess, for a deck like Trunks, who really benefits off of having Earthlings in his deck. Just a vanilla beat stick, nothing crazy with him. Next, we have a 3-cost, 20k power, 10k combo, Goku Black. When attacking, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and play up to 1 Zamasu with a cost of 1. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. I think this is great. I mean, this is a really good option for the Goku Black deck. Being able to play a 1-cost Zamasu with no sort of restriction isn't the worst thing. And it's when attacking. So you'll always be able to, if you can keep this guy alive, you can cycle through the top of your deck to try and find that Zamasu. And with some of the Zamasu cards that was already kind of revealed for next set anyway, I think Goku Black is in a much stronger position than it was before. So having this extra utility for the Goku Black deck, I think is actually pretty strong. This guy's already been revealed. 4 cost, 30k combo, 5k. 30,000 power, 5k combo. When attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 2 or less and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. We've seen that there's other cards that lower the cost of your opponent's battle cards. So seeing that and being able to bottom deck with this guy, a 3 cost or maybe even potentially a 4 cost, and bottom decking it is actually really strong. This is definitely a much better option, I think, for the Goku Black deck than the vanilla Goku Black. You're losing 5,000 combo power compared to the vanilla Goku Black, but this is still, I think, a really good option, and it provides a lot of utility for the Goku Black deck, personally. I think it's a good card. Then you got 3 costs, 20k power, 10k combo Go Tanks. Activate main. You return this card to its owner's hand. If your leader is Vegeta, you play up to 1 Go Tanks with a cost of 4 from your hand in rest mode. So this is actually cool. So this is actually a really neat card. So not only can you play him for 3, you swing on him to apply pressure, you activate main, then if your leader is Vegeta, you can then activate, you can play the 4 costs that came from the starter deck for free in rest mode, basically. And if you have the Goten and Trunks in your graveyard, you get those cards back, so you get combo power. So you're basically, and then he comes back to your hand, so he's also combo power as well. This is a really strong card for blue. Very good option for blue. And I think Vegeta is probably arguably the best, one of the better leaders in the blue archetype right now. So this only just makes Vegeta better. Really strong card, really good option. Gives more viability to the Go Tanks archetype. It's really cool. I like that card a lot. Alright, now we got another 1-drop, 5k power, 5k combo Zamasu. Permanent. If you have Goku Black on the field, this card cannot be KO'd. This works really well with that 3-drop Goku Black that we just saw. So definitely a good option. And then on play, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 1 Goku Black, and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in a random order. Again, so he's a searcher that cannot be KO'd if you have Goku Black on the field. Another really strong option for the Goku Black deck. Search capabilities, being able to not get KO'd, which allows you to be able to utilize Goku Black's leader ability more effectively. It's a strong option, much better than some of the Zamasus from set 1. And speaking of Zamasus, we've already talked about this one before, but this is a 2-cost, 20k power, 5k combo Zamasu as well. This card cannot be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills. Discard 1 card from your hand to then draw 1 card. So a little bit of searchability. You can cycle through your deck a little bit more effectively with this if you're looking for something specific. Can't be removed from the battle area by skills. I don't think negging I think negging still works. But like blue can't bounce him back to hand or bottom deck him. He can't be KO'd. Like this guy is pretty strong. It's a pretty good option for the Goku Black deck. I think Goku Black's going to be a really strong deck next set, but we'll have to see. And there's his alt art. Very sick alt art. Then we got the 4-drop Zamasu, or Zamasu Fuse, I should say. 4 cost, 25k power, 5k combo. When attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you get to draw a card. So again, you're able to cycle through your deck a little bit. When he's KO'd, you play this card from your drop in rest mode. Then you can't play Zamasu Fused for the turn. This is really good because he's going to be a card that your opponent's going to want to remove off the board. And if he isn't able to KO him twice, if he's not able to be KO'd twice, then he stays on the board. And then that ability resets come next turn. So a little bit more sustainability, able to kind of fill your board up a little bit better than normal. Another solid option for the Goku Black deck. And that's a sick alt art for him as well. So then we got a 5-cost Zamasu. 30,000 power, 0 combo. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can play up to 1 Zamasu Fuse with a cost of 6 from your hand when he's KO'd. Again, providing a lot more sustainability to your board. If he KOs 1 card, another one takes his place. It's basically the ending of the Goku Black arc where You have the infinite Zamasus in the sky, or in the manga, you have like the clone Zamasus all over the place. It's it really kind of fills that whole mechanic up really nicely. Again, another option I think that's good for the Goku Black deck. Then you have the 6-cost, 4,000 power, 5k combo Zamasu fused. This is the world-ending Sky Zamasu. He has crit, so 40k crit is strong for blue. Then an auto once per turn, when your opponent plays a battle card, if your life is at 1, choose all of your opponent's battle cards and return them to the owner's hand. I'm not 100% sure about this card. This is a really good effect under normal circumstances. The problem being, if your life is at 1 and he's defended and he hasn't swung with his leader and he's swung with all his battle cards, and you put all his battle cards back to hand and it gives him combo power, then he swings with lead and he's got like a million cards in hand that he can just try to out combo you. I don't know how good this is. I think this might be one of those cards where you kind of need to see what it's like in testing before we can really judge it. I think if this was 0 combo and bottom deck, this would be so much better. This would be so much better of a boss ending card. But the fact that you're returning all your opponent's battle cards to hand as opposed to bottom deck, I don't know. I think it's good that this effect goes into play when your opponent plays a battle card. And he's not that easy to remove. But again, I'm just not sure 100%. Searchable with Potara at least, so that's something. Then we got the 1-cost 5k power 5k combo Shin, who you look at on play, look at the top 5 cards from your deck, reveal up to 1 card with Potara and its special traits, and add it to hand. The rest go to the bottom of your deck. Basic Searcher. Again, I think I mentioned in the last video, but I think I'm more privy to cantrips as opposed to searchers. Because if you don't end up pulling the thing you need from your searcher, and you pull some good stuff instead, then you're just a lot of stuff's gonna get bottom decked, and you're never gonna see it. On the bright side, there's not much of a restriction here. It's just they need to have Potara. So if you build an all Potara deck, this isn't going to be that much of an issue. So good searcher card. I think it's probably one of the better searcher cards in the game personally. Then we got the 2-cost Zeno, 5k power, 10k combo, who's a blocker. On play, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order. The on-play effect is really strong, is really good. Being able to see what's at the top of your deck and choose if there's something there that you want to see in the order you want to see it, or if there's nothing that's there on the top 3 cards, you can bottom deck it to cycle through your deck. It's a really good ability, really strong ability. That said, 5k combo, 5k power blocker, you're never using this blocking ability, especially against red. You're just not going to see it. It's not... I don't see you running more than 2 of this guy in a deck. I just don't think he's all that good. I think he's pretty mid. Then we got a 6-cost Zeno, 20k power, 10k combo. On play, choose all cards in the battle areas other than this card and place them at the bottom of their owner's deck in a random order. This card is good. This is a really, really good card. If the 6-cost Zamasu did this, I would did this instead of sending the hand, and it wasn't conditional on your opponent playing a battle card. I think that it would be a lot better. This guy though is really strong. Being able to wipe the board, keep him on board to do an extra swing, if you wanted to, just completely reset it. And at bottom decks as opposed to going to hand, it's very disruptive, very strong. I like this card a lot. Then we got a 1-cost 15k, 10k combo Son Goku Vanilla. Nothing crazy about that. Then we got a 4-cost 30,000 power, 0 combo Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Activate main once per turn. Discard 3 cards with Saiyan in their special traits from your hand. Switch this card to active mode, and this card gains 25,000 power for the turn. This is a strong card. There's no hand restriction. So you can have 10 cards in hand when this effect pops off. You discard 3 cards with Saiyan and their special traits. He gets dual attack, and he goes up to 55,000. That's strong. This is a strong card. Run this card in a Trunks deck, run this card in a Vegeta deck, and like you're doing some stuff. You're doing some stuff for 4 costs. This is a strong card. Then we got a 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo, Goten. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 2 or less and return it to its hand. For 1 cost, this is really strong. This is probably better than the 2 cost Goten from set 1. Being able to play this for 1 to send something that has a higher cost than him is pretty good. And then you have a 10k combo to back him up. Now, if you're going against red, he's going to be very easy to remove, but you're basically playing him for the on-play effect. I think he's pretty good for 1 cost, honestly. I wouldn't say he's mid, but I wouldn't say he's like amazing. Then you got a 2 cost, 20k power, 10k combo, Trunks Future. Vanilla card, again, nothing crazy. He's just a vanilla card. Then you got a 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo, Videl. Activate main once per turn. For 1 energy, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can play up to 1 skillless battle card with a cost of 3 or less from your hand. These kinds of cards are always good. I will never, ever, ever talk bad about these cards. The skillless battle type in Masters, I think is very underrated. I think you can get a lot of use out of playing a skillless deck. But being able to play her turn 1, keep her around for a return, to then play a 2 cost Trunks, the one that we just saw, for cheaper is actually not a bad play at all. It's not bad. Then we got a 3 cost, 20k power, 10k combo Beerus. When attacking, KO one of your other battle cards to then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards and return it to its owner's hand. I wouldn't say that this guy is bad. I think if you have something weak like that Videl on the board that you know is not going to get much use, if you were to, and like say you play this late to get Broly off the board, to make it so that way you have to kind of force your opponent to replay that card. It's not a bad effect. I think it's just a costly effect. I think this is a very situational and really just kind of depends on what is on your board as opposed to what's on your opponent's board. I think that's more or less like what you're kind of have to pay attention to with this Beerus. It's not a bad option. I think it's just situational. Then you got a 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo Bulma. On play, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, choose up to one of your Vegeta cards and it gets 10,000 power for the turn. Not a bad card either as well. In the Vegeta deck, where you want to have 7 or fewer cards, choosing up to one of your Vegeta cards to gain 10,000 power. It's cards too, so I believe this applies to your leader as well. Basically, this is the Maki equivalent for the Vegeta deck. Not a bad card, I think. Hero and Maki are actually really strong for Trunks. So then you got a 1 cost, 15k combo, 10k or 15k power, 10k combo Vegeta. Vanilla works with that. It works with that Bulma that we just saw. The Videl could play this. I think for cheap. It's not a bad card. Oh no, yeah, it's skillless, so you could play that. All right, 4 costs, 30k power, 0 combo Vegeta. On play, you can play up to 1 Bulma with a cost of 1 from your hand. Activate main once per turn. If you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, this card and your leader get 5,000 power for the turn. This is a really good card. Being able to play that 1 cost Bulma that ups your power to by 10,000. So basically, you play this guy to play Bulma for free. Bulma can boost up your leader or him. And then if you have 7 or fewer cards, they both gain an extra 5,000 power. This is a 45k beat stick for Vegeta. This is a strong card. This is a very strong card. Excuse me. Yeah, I would say that this card's really good. Then there's another 4 cost, 30,000 power Vegeta, 0 combo. When attacking, if your leader is Trunks Future, look at the bottom of your deck and play up to 1 blue battle card with a cost of 2 or less. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck. Okay, so basically, I had to do a double take on that. I don't think this guy is as good. I don't think it's as good as like the other Vegeta. I think the other Vegeta is so much better. But I mean, there's some utility here. It boosts up Trunks just a little bit. if you're on turn 2, you can play the 30k Trunks that goes to the bottom of the deck after he's dead. If you're at 6 energy, then you play him, swing with him, and then you can maybe end your turn. It's at the end of battle, I guess, huh? Yeah, I don't know. I think this guy can be good. I think it's just situational. Then we got 2 cost, 20k power, 0 combo Vegito. When KO'd, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 2 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. The other Vegito that we're going to get into has the ability to lower opponent's cost. So a 3 cost goes down to a 2 cost. There's a lot more viability with this card now that we have that other Vegito in play. I don't think he's that bad. 0 cost or 0 combo though kind of hurts. Speaking of which, 3 cost, 25k power, 5k combo Vegito. Permanent. On your turn, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, reduce the cost of battle cards in your opponent's battle area by 1. And then on play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards for the cost of 1 or less and place it at the bottom of its owner's deck. I believe this on play effect is only nerfed as much as it is because of that permanent effect. But that permanent effect, from my understanding, is cumulative. So if you can play 2 of these Vegitos, you minus all your opponent's cards by 2. And being 25k at 3 cost actually kind of helps to keep them on board a little bit better than most other cards. I mean, obviously blue can still bottom deck and back to owner's hand and stuff like that, but I mean, again, you're bottom decking stuff with this, with the cost reduction on your opponent's battle cards. I think it's a decent card. It's a decent card. And then there's the alt art for him as well. Then we got a 1 cost, 5k power, 10k combo, My Future. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, reduce its cost by 1 for the turn. It's a cute card. I think there's some use that you can maybe get out of that. I think if you're trying to do some setup to try and bottom deck something that's kind of like a pain in your butt, you could play this, lower the cost, play the Vegito play this and the Vegito, the 3 cost Vegito on turn 4, to bottom deck something that is at, 4 costs or something. I don't know. Like this, don't mind me. I'm kind of all over the place. These videos are getting long. But it's a cute card. I think there's some the versatility and usage with this. It's just a matter of situational, whatever the situation calls for. Then you got the old Kai super combo. It's a super combo, nothing crazy. Now we're getting into the extra cards. So 2 cost, Divine Hammer. Activate battle. If you have a Zamasu fused battle card, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards and it gets 30,000 power for the battle. This is a strong card. This is a very, very strong card. Especially if you are able to get any of those 4 costs on board, or if you are at maybe 8 energy, which I don't think blue would ever get to 8 energy. I don't think a match would ever last that long for blue. But this is a very strong card. Given if you have a Zamasu fused on the board. Applies a lot of pressure to your opponent. Then we have a 1 cost Blades of Judgment. Activate battle or main. Look at 5 cards from the top of your deck. Reveal up to 1 card with Supreme Kai and its special traits and add it to your hand. Place the rest at the bottom of your deck in the random order. I think there's some versatility and usage in here. Obviously, the old Kai is the Supreme Kai, so your super combos would be searchable with this guy. You can look for a searcher if you need to early on. There's some usage here. I just don't think it's as good as the previous card that we just looked at. Then we have a 3 cost Fusion of Evil Power. Activate main. Place 1 Goku Black and 1 Zamasu card from your hand or your battle area at the bottom of your deck to draw 2 cards. Then play up to 1 Zamasu fused with the cost of 4 from your hand. I think this is really good come turn 3. If you're able to set up your board in such a way that you can get a Goku Black and a Zamasu on the board before, like, come turn 3, not only are you drawing cards to hand, but you're also able to play a Zamasu fused for free at that point for 3 energy as opposed to 4 energy, or even 6 energy or 5 energy. It's only with 4. So, no, I think this is good. I think this is good for the Goku Black deck. Goku Black, like I said, I think is going to be a really strong deck next set. Then we got a 3 cost Awakening to Super Saiyan, Rose. On activate main, so your turn, choose all cards with Earthlings and their special traits in the battle areas and return them to their owner's hand. Then, if you return 3 or more cards, draw 2 cards. I think it's situational, depending on who you're playing. I don't think you're running many Earthlings on the Zamasu deck. So if you're going up against a Vegeta, or if you're going up against a Trunks, I think you can get a lot of usage out of this card. This is a much better Sinister Sickle, in my opinion, because you also draw off of it, as opposed to just KOing cards, and there's no cost restriction either. So, I think this is a very good card, but it's situational as well. So it really just kind of depends on what you're playing against. Then we have 3 energy, Absolute Lightning. On your turn, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. This card is great because you can remove any card in the game on board and place it at the bottom of the deck. So this is going to be your answer to Broly in blue decks. There's no restrictions. There's no restrictions. There's no setup that needs to be done with this card. Just pay 3 energy to throw that Broly to the bottom of their deck, never to see the light of day again. This is a really strong card, really good card. And then we saw that we got Time Ring for 1 cost. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck and place them at the top or bottom of your deck in any order, then draw a card. I think this is good. It allows you to kind of funnel the cards that you want to see at the top of your deck, or cards that you don't want, you can throw to the bottom and cycle through your deck. And then you're also drawing, and you can place them in any order. So you could set up whatever card you want on the top of that search to make sure you guarantee that you get it. Like, this is a good card, I think. And before we end, because that was all the blue, let us go through the secret rare, because the secret rare was announced. So we got Vegito. We got Vegito. 5 cost, 30k power, 5k combo. On play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with a cost of 5 or less and return it to its owner's hand. And then an activate main. Once per turn, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can switch this to active mode. I like the dual attack. The dual attack, I think, is good. Having some combo power, being the only secret rare in the game that has combo power, makes this a lot more viable than some of the other secret rares. That being said, I kind of wish that this was to the bottom of the deck as opposed to the owner's hand, and that it's only a 5 cost. But with some of the other cards that we saw that can lower cost of your opponent's battle cards, you can take care of any 6 cost cards as well. So while he may not necessarily be able to take on Broly and remove Broly off board, he can at least take care of the majority of the game and remove the majority of the game back to your opponent's hand. I think this guy's a lot more viable than I think a lot of people give him credit for, but I do think that owner's hand bit should have definitely have been it definitely should have been bottom of the deck as opposed to going to your owner's hand. And then we got the alt art. The alt art looks fire. And then we got the God Rare as well, which is very shiny, very ghostly. I kind of like it a lot. But that's going to do it for the Blue Archetype, everybody. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think blue looks a lot better this set than it did. There are a lot of strong options that give blue a bit more fighting power against some of the other decks in the game. There's a lot of mechanics that allow you to kind of lower the cost of your opponent's cards and makes it easier for you to be able to bottom deck or open or back to hand or whatever. So blue, I think, is a lot more of a contender than what we were initially given through the standard reveal process, but we will see when it comes to practice. I think they're a lot better. It's just going to be a matter of just testing stuff. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more Fusion World content, hit that like button, subscribe down below. Let me know in the comments, out of all the blue cards you saw today, what are the cards that you are looking forward to using the most. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you guys again. I will see you guys all in the next Archetype Reveals video. Peace.